The sine qua non of any gaming PC these days is the graphics card. I mean, there's plenty of other cool components that you can throw in your rig, but nothing quite matches the experience of unboxing and slotting in a new GPU to turn a run-of-the-mill computer into a gaming battle station. But hold on a minute. Have you ever wondered why we need a separate GPU at all? I mean, instead of the whole PCI Express card paradigm, why haven't we seen something like a dual CPU board where you can tell your computer to use one CPU for CPU things and then the other CPU can be just for graphics? I mean, are those big clunky cards really necessary? Great question. On the surface, CPUs and GPUs appear to be very similar. They are both silicon-based microprocessors mounted to a PCB with heat sinks attached to them. But when you look at their microarchitecture, they have some fundamental differences that make them suited for different roles inside your PC. Think of it like this. Many people go around carrying Swiss Army knives everywhere they go because they're very useful multi-purpose tools. They can cut things, they can open wine bottles, and even pick last night's broccoli out of your teeth. But suppose you're unlucky enough to need an operation because you met with an unfortunate LAN party accident. You probably don't want the surgeon just flicking open a Swiss Army knife and going to town. Instead, he or she will use a surgical knife or even a laser cutter. They can't do all the things a Swiss Army knife can, but they're specialized devices that can do one thing very, very well. Similarly, your computer's main CPU is good at doing lots of different things quickly. Modern PCs are very general-purpose machines that can do, spreadsheets or write horrible fan fiction or illustrate aforementioned horrible fan fiction, make Skype calls, listen to deeply embarrassing music, play games, edit audio, video. The list goes on. Because of this, your CPU needs to be able to handle lots of random and diverse instructions efficiently so that you can multitask without wanting to pull your hair out. GPUs, however, are really only there for one purpose, with an asterisk, to render graphics, which involves doing millions of very similar calculations at the same time in parallel. Because of this, GPUs are focused more on raw throughput than a CPU, which is designed to be much more versatile and balance all these different workloads like a waiter with, 18 plates stacked up on top of each other. GPU architecture usually features lots and lots of identical compute units that deal with solving the similar mathematical functions that determine how a bullet's trajectory or waving blades of grass or whatever show up on your screen. In fact, the highly parallelized nature of a GPU has led to a growth in popularity of general-purpose computing on graphics cards as well, commonly known as GPGPU. Certain applications aside from games, this is where the asterisk comes in, can take advantage of higher-end GPUs. Things like Bitcoin mining or Stanford University's Folding at Home project, which calculates the way that proteins fold for disease research. Both of these require the type of heavy number crunching that GPUs excel at. But while GPUs are finding uses other than just gaming, you probably won't want to try and run your operating system on a graphics card, as the differences between your GPU and CPU are still very significant. So don't expect the idea of using a separate graphics card to go away anytime soon. And after all, there's nothing quite like showing off your high-end card through the side panel window to be the envy of all your friends without having to hide it under a CPU heatsink. Speaking of hiding, I'm sure if you run a small business, you're not hiding that accounting is like the worst part. Like, I would rather take out the garbage than sit and go through all of that paperwork. And FreshBooks is on a mission to make freelancers and small business owners less stressed out and more organized through their easy-to-use online tool for crafting and sending professional invoices in seconds, tracking their hours so when it comes time to create the invoice, you know exactly what you did, when you did it, and who you did it for, and even enabling new and better functionality like the ability now to accept deposits through their platform so your work is paid for on your schedule. They've even got a tool to manage your expense report, so their mobile app lets you take a picture of your receipts and pretty much handles the rest. Getting started on FreshBooks is super easy, even if you're not a numbers person. All you gotta do to try FreshBooks for free for 30 days is go to freshbooks.com/TechQuickie and enter TechQuickie in the How Did You Hear About Us section. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, hit that like button. Hit it. Come on. If you disliked it, hit dislike. Maybe leave a comment letting us know what we can fix for it for next time. You can also leave a comment if you have suggestions for future Fastest Possibles. And if you're done doing all that stuff, make sure you subscribe and follow on Twitter. I think we have Twitter handles in the video script. I don't know if we still put them there. Anyway, don't worry too much about that. And check out our other channels. We've got some great videos over on Channel Super Fun lately that you're definitely going to want to check out.